I love a big DIY as much as the next girl, but with a Dollar Tree tray and a piece of craft wood, this DIY took me all of 5 minutes, maybe three. I just took some hot glue and applied it to the edge of the piece of wood. Then I glued it to the bottom of the tray, and that's it. Seriously, it took me less than 5 minutes. I took the tray over to my couch, slid it between the cushions, and just like that, I have the cutest DIY table that can hold all my snacks and drinks while I'm enjoying movie night.
Pick up one purse or straw bag from a thrift store. Disassemble the shoulder strap from the bag. Take a wood dowel or a metal broom handle, cut it to about 12 inches, and glue one end of the straps around it. Make sure you have enough length on the straps before cutting them evenly. Reattach the other end of the straps to the purse with hot glue and/or E6000. Use clamps to keep them in place to allow time to dry. There you have it, a cheap way to create your own storage pocket for your sofa or chairs at your home for less than $10. I hope this inspired you to try this DIY home decor project.
Head over to the dollar store and grab one of these plastic trays. Now we're going to go and open up our little picture frames. Now we can take everything outside to spray paint it. We're going to go and spray paint our tray with one layer of black spray paint. As that first layer dries, we can go and use some of this looking glass spray paint. We'll move our tray back over and we will give that the second coat. This is going to need 3 coats in total, so after the second coat has been done, then we can go and move this back over to the side, move our glass pans, and give this its second coat. Now we can put some glue onto the sides of these pans. Make sure to do this on the side that has the texture to it that you actually sprayed the paint on, stick them together, and we can bring this inside. Now we're going to take 5 different dots of this glue, put it on the corners, one in the center, and line it up on our tray. You're going to want to put this almost where the edge is on the tray, and we can start to go and put some things onto it. You can put some soap, candles, or really anything that you would like to go and easily move around your house. I think this looks great in my kitchen, and if I wanted to, I can always move it to another room. And really, it does just add a bit to the space. Now on to our next tray craft. Let's head back over to the dollar store and grab some of this chalkboard paint. We are going to also need a plastic tray, and they have a bunch of different options for these plastic trays, especially during this time of year. Grab one of those paper towel holders. Now that we have everything home, we can go and flip over our plate after we remove anything from it. Now we're going to take some glue and put it on the back. Then we're going to go and stick our paper towel holder onto here. After it has dried, we can take this outside. Here's what the back looks like. I cleaned it up a little bit, and I wanted to make this reflective and chrome just like the base of the paper towel holder roll. I'm going to be using some of this looking glass spray again, just like I did for the other craft. I'm taking chalkboard paint, I'm putting it onto a sponge brush, and this is going to give it a lot of texture when I go over this with the second layer. Making sure I'm going around the edges, putting more paint onto the brush, and I'm going and just tapping it to give this some texture for any chalk to go and stick to here.
Are you sick of losing your remotes and your cell phones behind the pillows or in the crevices on your couch? Grab a shoe holder. It's a perfect way to go ahead and just put it over the end of your couch. You can tuck it in between the cushions, and it makes a great counterweight. And then you can take your remotes, cell phones, everything you need, and they're easy to get to when you need them. Instead of putting a side table next to your couch, I've got an easy solution for you. Go ahead and grab some bamboo cutting boards from the Dollar Tree. All you need is 2 of them. Take one of them and cut it right down the middle. And then we're going to grab some Jenga pieces. Got those from Dollar Tree also. With a little bit of wood glue right on the edge, you can glue 3 of these up and down each of the smaller sides. Just go ahead and glue all of those. Now the glue's going to go ahead and squeeze out the side. Don't worry about that. You can wipe it up later. Now take a little stick and put it across the 3 on one side and use a clamp to hold it down. Pressure is what makes glue work the best. Once you got it glued up, take those cut pieces of bamboo and put it right down the side. But we're going to glue it first, right along the edge and also along the Jenga piece. Once you put it on there, we just got to clamp it on both sides. Hold it on there for at least a couple of hours. Again, clean up any glue that squeezes out. Once that gets all dried up, it's going to be super strong. And it looks like a little mini table. It will fit right over the arm of your couch, and it works great as a side table. You can use it for your remotes or that fresh cup of hot cocoa, and it sits perfect and level.
Next time you're at the dollar store, pick up a couple of charger plates and a margarita glass. Start by spray painting the charger plates in a favorite color. I ended up needing 3 coats of spray paint to fully cover the melamine chargers in my favorite navy blue. I went back to the dollar store and picked up some melamine plates in the outdoor section. They're slightly smaller than the charger plates. I spray painted these the same color as the charger plates and let them dry completely. Next, cut apart the bead strands so that you have individual loose beads. Take one of the charger plates and with a hot glue gun, glue 4 beads equidistant apart in the center of the plate. Put some hot glue onto the tops of those wood beads and press the bottom of the second charger plate on top. Initially, I took each of the wood beads and with a little hot glue, glued them side by side at a slight angle into the crevice between the 2 charger plates, creating a bead band around the 2 chargers. This was a good start, but I figured out an easier way that was less messy and I was less prone to get hot glue on my fingers. My solution? A popsicle stick. This takes a little more time, but it really is so much easier to line up and glue the beads. Remember that margarita glass? Apply a ring of hot glue onto the bottom of the glass and toward the edge. Press the glass to the center of the beaded charger plates until it's secure. Then apply a thin band of hot glue to the rim of the glass. Take the smaller beaded plates and press them onto the center of the glass. Style your new beaded tiered tray with real or faux plants, coasters, small jars, flowers, or any other home decor items that you love. I hope this inspired you to create your own beaded tiered tray with some simple plates, beads, and a margarita glass.
The next time you're at Dollar Tree, grab yourself an artist canvas. So to begin my project, I took an X-Acto knife and I cut away the canvas from the frame. So I just cut along down all 4 sides and then I gently removed the canvas from the frame. And then I'm also going to come in with a wood artist panel and I'm going to glue some 1-inch beads around the frame of the wood artist panel. Now when you're gluing the beads down, you want to make sure that if you have holes in your beads, that you glue them so that they're facing in at the sides. You don't want them at the top and bottom because you don't want to be able to see the holes in the beads. So I continued gluing around until I got to the spot where I started. And then I'm going to take this thick rattan placemat material that I got at my local fabric store and I'm going to cut it to fit into the bottom of the artist panel. And then I'm going to use just a little bit of hot glue to glue it into place. Once that's in place, I'm going to take my artist canvas that I removed the canvas fabric from and I'm going to glue it on top. Now I'm using E6000 to make sure that this is nice and secure, but I did add some hot glue on top of the beads just so that I can smush it down into place and make sure that it holds fully while the E6000 is drying. So you want to apply a little bit of pressure just to make sure it's set. Then I'm going to come in with these wooden angel shapes. I actually picked these up at my local dollar store around Christmas time, and I thought they would make some really cute feet for this project. So I took the paper wings off and I used a combination of hot glue and E6000 to set them in the 4 corners on the bottom of the wooden canvas tray. Then I'm going to come in with some Dixie Belle whitewash stain and I'm going to whitewash the entire tray. I did think at the beginning of this project that I was going to leave it natural wood, but it had a yellow tinge to it that I didn't like, so I decided to use the whitewash to soften it. If you are going to do this project, I do recommend painting everything before you glue it together. It just makes it a little bit easier. And this is my finished boho chic tray. So I can use it to hold a planter, a candle, whatever I like, and it just adds that really nice boho chic touch to my living space. And I created this project for very little money, just with a few supplies from my dollar stores. If you enjoy this project, I hope that you will recreate it, and I hope that it inspires you to get creative with stuff from your local dollar stores.